Well, good morning, all. Still redneck. Uh, it's Saturday morning. It is now, what the hell time is it now? 7:41 here in communist California. Just a few thoughts to start off today. I'm sitting here doing some thinking, which is always dangerous for me. But it's been an educational last few years. Yes, Tip, you have to come down and bug me when I'm busy, huh? Yeah. Sorry, dog wanted some attention. Um, as a veteran, I've been very proud of this country. I've always been supportive of the president, no matter what party he's from, because of the office he holds. Even when Obama was in it. I am worried about the state of the country right now. I never thought I'd see this country start to turn into a socialist country. You have Democratic run cities that are just falling apart. They're got so-called peaceful protests going on, but in the midst of all that, everybody's helping themselves to anything they can, destroying businesses, setting fires, and how these fools want to get rid of the police. They basically want to tear the system down. Then you look at the double standard on the press. All right. They have been beating up on President Trump since day one. Okay. And now they're saying, oh, well, you can't say anything bad about Biden. You can't say anything bad about Kamala Harris, or Camilla, or whatever her name is. Camellia. I don't know. I don't know what her friggin' name is. I don't really care. If you say anything bad about her, you're a sexist, you're a racist, all those names that they like to pull up. Anytime you get into a talk with a Democrat or a liberal and you throw facts at them about somebody's past political gains, or reasons they did it, they start throwing names at you because they've run out of arguments. Just, I wish these so-called educated people, both Pelosi's people, Trump's people, would get their head out of their ass and worry about this country first, instead of calling each other names. Do I agree with this extra stimulus, giving people $400 to $600 extra in their unemployment? Not really. Sooner or later, the piper's going to come due. You can't keep printing money just to fill somebody's need. And now you want to have the stimulus package bail out all these cities that are in trouble because of their own failed policies over the last 10, 12, 20, 30 years. You want to blame Trump for all the violence that's going on. You want to blame the Republicans. You want to blame everybody but the people responsible. Most of these cities that are having these riots, the lootings and all that, have been run for years by the Democratic Party. Now they are being led by the nose by BLM and Antifa and all that, and they think they have control of the dog, the mob. Well, I got news for Pelosi and her cronies. You ought to look at history. You think you control the mob till the mob turns on you. You got all these sports stars, you got these Hollywood stars, you got these politicians all fawning and pandering, you got the corporations pandering to the mob's will. But you're not looking at the small businesses that are being destroyed. A lot of them are minority owned, but they're being looted. And it's not just the BLM people that are doing the looting. You know, everybody wants to blame BLM. They want to blame this. I blame the generations that we have raised that seem to think everybody's entitled to it. And now they're starting to think, why do we have to work? The government's going to give us money to sit on our butts, create problems. Raise enough hell, we'll get more money. And I was watching that looting going on in Chicago. The videos of it. Same as anywhere else. It's really funny. I don't know how a Nike store is going to help your protest, but people emptied it out, or Macy's, or any of those. All you're doing is driving people out of work. It's asinine, to be honest with you, in plain English. This younger generation needs to get off their ass and wake up. If you want something, you have to work for it. Now, I am a firm believer in protest. I'm a firm believer in our right to assemble, to gather for public speaking. A protest is peaceful until you first time you spray paint a building, you pick up a rock, you hit somebody, or you loot. My personal opinion, these people that are doing all that, you get two options. Arrest them or shoot them. You fools are going to keep this shit going. And it's going to get worse. And to someone like me, I see it all being played out by a playbook to try to disrupt any election process and all that. And maybe people ought to look up that Insurrection Act, because the president can invoke it without Congress's approval. And when he does, you're going to have the U.S. military on the streets. And brother, let me tell you, you don't want that. That'll mean martial law. That'll mean live ammunition. That'll mean bodies in the streets. And all these so-called militias that think they're badass will find out what real badasses are. If you want our country to look like Venezuela, Cuba, something like that, where you think this is some utopia where everybody just gets along, you walk in the store owner just gives you what you need, bullshit. Talk to people from there. Venezuela used to be a jewel, It became socialist, and now it's a dump. You're being led by the noses, people. Throw off the blinders and start engaging that gray matter that's between your ears. Don't believe everything you hear or your friend tells you just because it's hip-hop and happening. Don't believe these actors and these singers and all this stuff about how great it is. You want to protest wrongdoing, that's fine and dandy. I have no problem with it. You'll have my backing 100%. As a vet, I say that. As an American, I say that. But stop the damn garbage of looting, of breaking the laws. If you're pulled over for something, cooperate. You won't have any problem with it. You know, that goes for if you're white, black, or whatever. As far as this goddamn race problem we have, there's an easy way to get rid of it. Instead of saying you're Chinese or Asian American, Latino or Mexican American, Irish American, Black American, how about get that word out of there, just put plain American. And this country has a lot of rights that we all seem to take for granted anymore. If this country's so bad, why do people keep wanting to come here? Stop and think, people. Because if you keep going the way you're going, pretty soon you won't have the right to think. You'll be being told what to do by the box on the wall. You'll be told where you can work, when you can work, what you can eat, when you can eat. You like the ability to drive, go on vacation, kiss it goodbye. Y'all are destroying this country. You're causing a bigger problem than you know. And I just want you all to be warned. You keep going, things are going to get a lot worse. So let's all wake up. Realize what we have in this country. You want to make it better the right way. You're creating a civil war, which is just what some powers to be want. And yes, that's both sides. There's a lot of Democrats that want that because they think it'll give them power. There's lots of Republicans that want that. You know, I don't want to see this country go the way I've seen other countries go over history. Instead of listening to your college professors and their version of history, find yourself an old Encyclopedia Britannica. Start talking to people from these countries. I mean, honestly, talk. Clear your mind and go into it with an open mind and listen to what they have to say. I've traveled half the world. I've talked to people from around the world. The world's a scary place, people. So let's pull ourselves up by our bootstraps. Get back on track. Get this country back together. Don't just take everything the governors and senators and all that say as gospel. Because it's not. And that's my rant for today. This is the old redneck. If you have a comment, leave it below. If you want to email me, it's redneckrebel1956@gmail.com. If you have a subject you'd like my opinion on, send me an email. I'll talk about it. For now, it's Saturday morning. About time for me to get back out there and do some yard work on my cars, or whatever, after I have my coffee. But y'all have a good day. We'll be talking again soon. The old redneck. We're out. Remember all our military serving overseas. Remember the ones coming home, the veterans that are still here. Give them a hand up, not a hand out. And let's stop this violent bullshit. Get this country back on track. Good night, all. Good day, all. Take care. Be safe. Treat others as you wish to be treated. Redneck out.